We should tell him the truth.
I may be able to help you find some answers.
Look, like every other nerd in the world, I literally lost my mind when we heard Patrick Stewart's voice in that Doctor Strange trailer. Which is appropriate, right? Since Professor X is a telepath. And then there were the seats and the Ultron bots and the glowing Captain Marvel imposter, and like everyone else, I immediately started ranting and raving about the Illuminati. But I am going to go against the grain here. I don't really think that's the Illuminati. I think they're the Defenders. Wait. Before you click away or start typing in the comments about how Charles Xavier was never part of the Defenders or how they already did the Netflix show, I know. I'm not saying this is the Defenders like we know them from the comics or from Netflix. I'm not saying Daredevil or Luke Cage is going to pop up out of a portal. I think this team lineup is going to be, for all intents and purposes and in essence, the Illuminati, but that they'll think of themselves as and call themselves the Defenders for a very important reason. See, I have a theory about Multiverse of Madness that I've developed mostly from my perspective as a filmmaker and writer, with clues from the comics and marketing to back it up. And it all comes down to the central thematic conflict of the movie: order versus chaos. We already know that Doctor Strange has a fixation on control, and he clearly still has some issues to work out with his need for control, as indicated by Wong's line in the trailer.
You cannot control everything, Strange.
In No Way Home, we saw that Strange still naturally gravitates toward a heavy emphasis on order and control and personal hubris. Now yes, he did break the rules by casting the initial spell for Peter, but only because he clearly was arrogant enough to believe he could completely control the results. When things went wrong, he had zero qualms with, from Peter's perspective, killing all the Spider-Man villains to bring back proper order. His primary concern was fate.
It's their fate.
Destiny, the way things should be. Order. And of course, on the flip side, we have Wanda, who literally wields chaos magic and has never had any regard for the rules.
You locked me in my room.
She is arguably a good person. Heavy emphasis on arguably. Westview. But she has suffered a ton, and she wants her kids back. And no one has more cause to tear down the rules and order than a parent looking for their kids. So, what does this all have to do with the Illuminati, who from now on I'm just going to call the Defenders because that's the whole point of this theory. What do we know about them? Well, for one, we can reasonably infer that their headquarters is the same place where the statue of their Doctor Strange sits out front, surrounded by the very same dogwood-looking trees that seem to represent order in this movie. Based on the shots in the trailer of that same ponytailed Strange injured and falling into a portal, and his zombie-looking form later, we're also pretty sure he died sometime before the main action of the movie, and the ponytailed version of Strange has been identified in the marketing as Defender Strange. I think that's deliberate. I don't think it's just to distinguish him from Strange Prime and Sinister Strange. They could have called him Guardian Strange or Protector Strange. They would both have served the same function. I think it's a title. You see, we also know that his Earth has functioning Ultron bots, which means this Earth did not have to deal with Ultron himself going rogue, which means likely no Sokovia Accords, no Civil War, and no splitting up of the Avengers. And notably, it also means no Avengers taking Wanda Maximoff under their wing for guidance. I propose to you that these Defenders, the team that are otherwise essentially the Illuminati, are actually this alternate world's Avengers. But they never took that name because they never lost someone before now. They never had to avenge.
Our best work after the fact? What are the Avengers? We're the Avengers, not the pre-Vengers.
I think we're looking at a perfectly ordered Earth. A world that seems to have mutants, but also has heroes who maintain perfect control over the planet and its people. Which brings us back to that central thematic conflict. Because in storytelling, absolute control and order, from Big Brother to the Galactic Empire, almost always means squashing free will. Now, I'm not saying the Defenders, these proto-Illuminati, are the bad guys of the movie, but I do think they have nefarious goals with noble intentions. They'll want to either protect their reality above all others or spread their order throughout all realities. Probably the latter for the sake of the former. I think they are going to convince, or try to convince, Doctor Strange that Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, is the big bad, that she needs to be destroyed and that chaos needs to be squashed throughout the universe, the multiverse. Why? Well, I have a couple ideas, but the basic gist of all of them is this: they've done it before. Like I said, their Wanda Maximoff never teamed up with Ultron. That means she never met Captain America, who is probably Captain Carter in this reality, and never dealt with her personal demons and need for vengeance. I bet this version of the Scarlet Witch, eaten up with her hatred for her Iron Man and the so-called Defenders, broke totally bad. Perhaps she's even responsible for creating or summoning the monster in the trailer that seems to kill Defender Strange. Maybe that monster is Chaos itself, either Lord Chaos or Chthon, and the truth that Charles Xavier wants to tell Doctor Strange is that the Scarlet Witch is destined to summon this monster and destroy worlds, much like Agatha Harkness has claimed.
It's your destiny to destroy the world.
And what about America Chavez? How does she fit into this theory? Well, it's easy. Both sides want to use her for their purposes in the conflict. The Defenders want her so that Chaos can't hop universes, and Wanda, and whatever Chaos entities that have aligned themselves alongside her, wants to use her too, to find her kids. Now, I could be totally wrong about all of this. It is a theory after all. But I'm very confident. Regardless of how the specific secrets of the plot unfold, I'm pretty sure the conflict and character arc is going to be about Doctor Strange learning to balance order and chaos, and figuring out exactly how, why, and which rules he should be breaking to be a hero. What about you? What theories do you have about the Multiverse of Madness? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments down below. Let me know if you agree with my theory, or if you have one of your own, or if there's something else entirely you want to talk about. However, let's just not talk about leaks. I don't want to do leaks on this channel. And if you've enjoyed this video, maybe punch that little like button down below so that YouTube knows that you enjoyed it. And in the meantime, if you want to check out more of what we do here at Story Arc, then click here to talk about what needs to happen in Matt Reeves' new Batman movie, or click here to see one of our original short films. Either way, thanks for watching, and remember to always keep telling your story. Cut.